also told us before the show he started a website called
readtovote.org.
Readtovote.org, and you've got
2,700 people who watch this show signed up, pledged to read a vote in an hour within being on the show. So keep on coming.
Keep on coming. There you go. Over to my left, your right. Story handed to me just 10 minutes ago. Obama is going to be on back to back this Sunday. Mr. Obama is going to appear this week with George Stephanopoulos on ABC, Meet the Press on NBC, Face the Nation on CBS. In between, he's going to sit down for interviews on CNN and Univision. And let me just add this. Fox News didn't make the cut. Come on, Obama. You want to start, E? What about that? You all right with that? I mean, 5 different Sunday talk shows he couldn't make the Fox program?
Not new news that he's not doing Fox, but look, if I was advising him, I'd say embrace. This is the one network I would embrace. Let's talk to everybody who's not following you. Clearly, he's not doing that, but that's what I would advise. I mean, that's why I show up here all the time. It's not like I'm loved by everybody.
Well, you skew to the right, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
read the bill, Doc. I mean,
well, no. I read to be educated. I want to debate facts, not sound bites. But no, I'm an Obama supporter. Totally.
Okay, you're an Obama supporter. You're an Obama supporter,
yes,
right? What about this shunning Fox News? I mean, this is clearly, it makes it fairly obvious when you have ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, and Univision, but not Fox. Well, and I'm sure he was welcome.
Well, I don't know, because I know that Fox 5, or here it's Fox 5, did not cover his joint address to Congress, and every other network did. So I suspect that might have been part of the decision-making process. The American people would have had the opportunity who watch Fox 5 to have heard, and instead they saw Dancing with the Stars or something, something along those lines.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Fox Broadcast Network.
Correct.
Didn't carry the last address to Congress when the other major networks made CBS, ABC, and NBC. The question is, though, Fox News did.
Yes.
So why is he not showing up on Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace?
I think that there is, I would suspect, and this is my opinion, that there is a general feeling in the Obama administration that Fox News has not been as fair to the administration and its policies. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't show up, because I think that you should show up, and I would advise him to show up. But I do recognize that that's a sentiment, and I would say it's probably a sentiment that's shared by a lot of progressives as well.
Let me do this real quick. I don't think we've talked a lot of health care. I want to focus on whether or not he should be on Fox and why he's not.
I don't know why he's not. I think he should be. I think if he really wants to have an open debate and get his message out to the entire country, you include everybody.
That's right.
But apparently he's not willing to do that.
That's got to change. That's a really foolish decision. It's fundamentally flawed error in judgment, in my opinion. I get slammed for the first 6 months I did this show every time I came on, and I thought it was very important that fair and balanced. Let me speak my piece. I spoke at the Tea Party in Times Square, and I got booed for 10 minutes, but I got to say what I wanted to say. I got to say what I wanted to say. I think that's important.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Well, no, I think there is. But
ask Ed Jones about that.
The longer that he chooses not to do this network, this issue is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's no need for it to be. He's too smart not to come on here.
Listen, all these things we talk about, there was no death panels. Yeah, that's because we took it out. Well, if there was no death panels, why did they take it out? Come on.
There is no death panels. There's 27 pages about end-of-life counts. No, there never was.
There never was.
It's a soundbite. There's 27 pages in the bill. I read the whole bill. Yes,
I read my old boss is
pages. It's end-of-life counseling. It exists right now. It's not death panels. But, I do think that if you think about it, and if you watch him on other networks, and I do a lot of other networks too, he's not getting an easy time on the other networks.
Oh,
this is a
please.
You guys,
that's an insult.
That's
crazy.
Time out. I want to read this. I have to stop. I got to stop you guys 1 second. End it a little bit. Okay, so he doesn't want to come on Fox, but he's certainly spending a lot of time I'm going to go with you guys. You guys are Obama supporters. He spends a lot of time on the campaign trail instead of in the White House fixing some of the problems.
You know, I think the issue is semi-overblown. And I think that I want somebody that leads this country who communicates on a regular basis while the situation is so dire. So the more that everybody says get out of campaign mode, I say stay in it and keep talking to us, keep the dialogue open, but do it everywhere.
And then the press said,
even if it was
500,000 people,
because
he's not
he
going to
can't
change
make
their
the
mind.
argument.
What do you mean? They were standing out there. People were standing out there at those meetings, calling him, saying derogatory things about Muslims.
But that's a small portion.
It was a big enough portion.
When you do, I had this at Times Square. I get in front of whatever number of thousands of people that were out there, and I'm booed for 10 minutes. I'm cool with that. That's okay. And a couple things they laughed at, a couple things they let me talk about. But when I'm talking in this camera right now, if everybody's booing me who's watching, it's a completely different environment. When he does this weekend, all those shows that you mentioned, he'll be able to talk without being interrupted. When he goes in front of a crowd who is clearly going to be booing him the majority of the speech, it's a different venue.
Armando Santa Maria said from the panel then, do you think there's anything to it? If there was a white Democrat president up there saying those exact same things, would Joe Wilson have yelled out, "You lie"?
I really would have to think about that.
We'll get back to you.
I would say yes, he would have done the same thing. I think the whole black, white, racism thing is ridiculous. I was a Jew who grew up in a town where there was no Jews, and I only had black friends. I mean, you're black, right? I mean, it's like...
Yeah, but it was different.
I'm white, Jew, big nose, the whole thing.
Someone burned a cross on our house.
I know, but that was not a racial...
No racial overtones. What about Henry, you?
I don't think so. I don't see that.
Tara, I'm not going to ask you whether it was racially motivated. Let me ask you this, though. The more the Democrats suggesting how they may evade taxes. So, Eric, what about it? Acorn deserve more money?
You can't. I don't think in good conscience I could defend Acorn. There's a lot of issues there. I'm not going to, just like reading a bill and reading every single word of it, I don't know all the information, but it certainly looks bad to me, and I'm not going to defend him.
The biggest story is the media.
Supporters and far left-wing supporters, they're not done, but they're done with our government.
Yeah, but you know what? Neither was Nixon when Watergate started. The press is not going to leave Acorn alone. There's probably, unfortunately, there's going to be more to come, and the press will not leave it alone until all the more to come.
But the press is not covering it that much.
That's what I said.
The bloggers are the ones that are ratting them out. You know, it's not necessarily the networks. Like NBC, ABC, CBS, you hear a very minuscule portion of it on nightly news.
I guarantee you'll hear it here. I'm guaranteeing this building. We'll put up. Is Acorn as a community to organize, quote unquote, jackass?
Yeah, but you know what?
Wow, I agree with him.
He had to retract.
Well, those of us who do this, I've been doing this for 30 years. There is no off the record. Now there's seriously no off the record. This morning I was in a green room at a different network, and somebody tweeted about me in the green room. Fair game. Wow. Everybody's fair game now.
I agree. I mean that's how, I mean, whether you like it or not. I mean.
Also, since you want to do that, let's see where the Dow's up still about 56 points. Also, Miami Heat.
They're going to repackage public option. It'll be something different. I think that maybe we stand a chance of getting something actually bipartisan done. That's the best hope for getting any bill passed. And the Yes We Can president that I supported is now dealing with the reality of the economy. And if the economy doesn't get better, it doesn't matter how great of an orator he is.
Economy now, Dow's up almost 66 points.